criticisms have begun trailing the rejection by federal lawmakers of vehicles produced in Nigeria by Nigerians for their official and private uses. News was rife on Tuesday, 18th of February 2020, that Nigerian lawmakers had resolved to purchase 400 units of Toyota Camry 2020 model as against patriotic call to patronize Nigerian-made vehicles from innocent motors. The cars preferred by the lawmakers, it was gathered, cost between 9 and 12 million naira depending on choices, excluding import charges. Of special interest are two notable senators from the southeastern zone. Naya Abaribe, representing Abia South Senatorial District of Abia State, and Enugu State-born ex-Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu. Both of them reportedly never raised a voice against their colleague's decision, given that the innocent motors boss equally hails from their houses. The Igbo lawmakers critic made up of their kinsmen are calling the government's border closure policy that was hinged on encouraging patronage of made in Nigeria products, wondering why the two of all members of parliament will join the vote to disregard identifying with their kinsman. The popular opinion presently are tilted against both Ekweremadu and Abaribe's decision, and somewhat an anticlimax to the Igbo Brotherhood campaign, especially because they are considered as more outspoken and heroes of the Igbo self-rule agenda. Besides, Nigerians are wondering why the lawmakers are so obsessed with flaunting foreign-made products when foreigners are not proud to identify with Nigerian items. A similar scenario had played out in September 2019 when members of Anambra State House of Assembly rejected the use of Prado SUVs made by Innocent Motors as their official or private vehicles, with some of them making a bogus excuse that the cars are overhauled and overrated. That the cars are overvalued, and overrated, meaning the cars are overvalued and overrated, meaning the car is not up to, what they can use. So, guys, before we come back to the issue of Ekweremadu and Abaribe, because definitely they are still going to come and defend themselves that, oh, how do you expect the two of us to have two of us voices to overshadow the rest people? That they talk or they say one thing or whatever, or they are not part of the committee. Of course, I'm just saying my opinion. Of course, they are, because since they have been accused that they kept quiet, they kept mute, when this thing was going on and they couldn't say anything, definitely they will come and defend themselves. I think, I wouldn't know if I'm not mistaken, from what we have seen now, I think it is the Southeast people are the ones holding their their politicians accountable, because they don't even bow for them. They don't even give them respect. If you respect the people, they will respect you, and that is what I have come to realize. And you know that the fear of IPOP is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of IPOP, hey, the fear of what? The fear of IPOP is the what? Is the beginning of wisdom or knowledge or whatever. Definitely they know that they will sing the Lord's song, because they will continue to ask them, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And that is the more reason why they have to come out with their own explanation. But that being said, when we want to talk about the generality of this vehicle that the lawmakers are to purchase, they tell us that they have closed borders. So does it mean the border closure is not affecting buying of cars? I'm asking a question because of one of the issue that was raised in this news that we've read. And it just came and it occurred to me that they told us that a border, I don't know how many borders have been closed. Then why is it that they are still craving and buying things outside the country? Do you see what we are saying? How do you trust these politicians? How do you trust them? The president himself, forget that one. That one, he will say another thing, we do another thing. The hypocrisy on that at that level is a different ballgame entirely. So if you say you have closed the border, then why purchasing foreign cars? If you think innocent cars are overrated or overvalued, then why can't you help him? Or why can't you manage it? Manage it. Because when it comes to Nigerian, listen, so does it mean all the cars of innocent or innocent? I don't know. I'm just trying to say innocent. Innocent. All his cars, no, they are not good. People are not using it. Are they better than the people who are using it? They love flamboyant life. That is just the way it is. And they don't care. They don't care whether they are going to save costs. They don't care whether they are going to patronize their Nigerian main things. They don't even care. They will be giving excuses. What of the people who have been, all the cars, you are telling me that the cars are not good enough? Is that what they are telling us? So when are we going to get it right? Like what we've heard in the news. Why is it that you guys are the ones who always crave for foreign things? And you don't, and the foreigners don't even, they don't even reason us. I don't know when are we going to be out of all of these things? Who is going to advise us? Who is going to do the right thing? Who is going to take the lead to do the right thing? Who is going to do that? Of course the president would have been the best person, or would have been in best position to do all of this things, but what do you see? He's the one that's supposed to, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. For how long? For how long? And majority of those people who are even in diaspora, they have been there, they've gone there. Majority of them are always angry most of the time. Do you know why? Because they will like look back where they are coming from. That even where they are, it's not as if these guys are doing spectacular thing. It's just honesty, doing the right thing. And that's why you see things are moving on fine, things are moving on well. And when you look back, it's not as if they are so better or they are better off. But because they have purported in their hearts that they are going to do the right thing, and that's why you see their countries are thriving, they are, excelling. Why is it that our people cannot do the same? Why is it that we cannot do the same? Why these people will still go there? That's why they just, these people, they just look at us as if, people who do not have brain. And that's why most of the time this guy will be saying zoo, 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 zoo. Nnamdi Kanu said, you might not like the way they talk, you might not like the way their approach, but that's the truth. That is the truth. Because when you try to pamper people, you try to be politically correct, you try to do this, you try to do, and yet it's not going to solve anything. It's not going to solve any problem. So whether when you give it to them hard, whether they will get the message. He said you might not like the way we talk, you might not like the way we present things, but the issue is that things are not just going on well. Because when you try to preach, oh, let them do this, let them do this, the so-called Nigerians will be the one begging you people, you have to do this, you have to do this. Why you are supposed to be the one begging Nigerians, okay, you have to do this thing like this, you have to do this thing like this, because we ourselves, we are trying to, go ahead, live by examples and do the same thing. Who tell you? Or who told you that the Nigerian people will not follow suit? Human beings are very, very easy to coordinate, in as much you are honest about the whole thing. If they know that you are honest and what you are telling them is what you are doing, and they know that you are doing all of those is for the betterment of everybody, who told you? They will just fall in. But these people are so proud because they believe that the masses cannot do anything. Of course, the masses will say, oh, I better forget them. Let them do it. Let them do that. It's just a pity. For how long are we going to continue like this? Not only on the matter of car, in every area too. You talk of our education, you talk of infrastructure, you talk of everything, you talk of a medical, our health sector, the same thing. Even the president, does he take treatment in Nigeria? No. Their level don't pass Nigeria level. And they are fooling themselves. If they don't know, they are fooling themselves. And they will tell us, they will talk about patriotism. Patriotism. I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria. You love Nigeria, and yet when it comes to the things of Nigeria, you don't do it. You have to lead by example. People always come to say, oh, everybody is involved. Everybody too. You will complain about politicians. You will complain that the masses will complain about politicians. Even what they themselves do, is not the right thing. I don't agree to that. Me, I won't blame the masses. Yes, the masses are doing the bidding, and they are following the footsteps of those who they call leaders. Just like the way I always say, you are training a child of 2 or 3 years, or you are training a child right from after you have given birth to that child. It is your pattern as a parent. Whatever you do, that is what the child will follow. That is what the child will follow. There is no way about it. This is natural. The child must follow your footsteps. As the child is growing up gradually from a day old to 1 year, 10 years, 7 years, as the case may be. The child will be saying the first things the children will be learning are the things, they are learning from their parents. And you want to tell me that the masses too, they will be blaming the politicians, they will be blaming the leaders too. They themselves, what they are doing is they are even doing worse. Yes, they will do worse. Where did they copy it from? They copy it from the leaders. Some, like I said in one of the videos, that majority of these politicians, they are involved in corruption cases. You'll be hearing stealing, theft, native. Say somebody steal money. Okay, tell me, what is the difference between all those ones that we are hearing? Okay, let me just even use those who have been convicted, like Ojus Okalo now. He has been convicted. Is he not a thief? So how is he different from some of those guys that they always go to the bank to carry gun and rob the bank? How is he different from them? It's not different. It's not different. You talk about Ibori too. How is he different from all those thieves, all those armed robbers, all those kidnappers? How is he different? Stealing no be stealing. Anyhow you steal, whether you use pen to steal them or use a gun to steal them, stealing or stealing, all of them are the same category. So when people are doing all of those, then you want the youth not to go into Yahoo because there's nothing for them to fall back on. Corruption is corruption. Stealing is stealing. Eh? Just like one of these comedy, all this Mackenzie, one of them, is it success? He say permission is permission. If you have watched that comedy, he say permission is permission. So stealing is stealing. Whether you use gun, whether you use pen, whether you use whatever, whether you use your brain, so far as stealing. So what are we talking about? So if you are not living by examples, how do you expect people to do the same thing? You want the citizens to be law abiding, and you believe that you are above the law or you are above the policy you are being put in place. It's not going to work. This issue of these lawmakers that are always extravagant, they are always, try to flaunt words, and at the expense of the people, the masses, they should ask themselves pertinent questions. Of course, they will not ask themselves pertinent questions because it is the masses that we need to force them to do the right thing, force them to think very well. But the unfortunate thing there is that the masses are scattered all over the place. So these people, it's like I'm even talking, I'm just saying it the way it is. I'm just saying it the way I feel about it. I'm just saying it the way I feel about it. And just like I said, these two gentlemen, they have to come and, defend themselves from what they are being accused of. Because, of course, if they have not even gone ahead to buy the car, because it has been like that. That is the trend from time immemorial. Nigerians will say, no, don't buy it. At the end of before they will buy it, and nothing will happen. But one thing they should remember, one day monkey will go to market, go come back. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comments below in the comment section, and let's have your take. Thank you very much for always being there. Bye.